Shedeur Sanders is the most powerful black man since 2009. You know what happened in 2009?
Right.
That's when President Obama got elected in office. He's the most powerful black man since 2009. You said you were sitting there watching the game in your house, and what you did? You ran with the TV.
Goddamn right,
right?
I did.
What was you doing, DB?
I was cheering. I was happy.
You was cheering like a motherfucker. When Shedeur Sanders is on the field, and when I say powerful because there's two sides of it, right? Think about it. Okay, you got the black community. He bringing the whole black community together. I ain't ran across one black person that didn't said one bad thing about Shedeur.
We want him.
And guess what? Not one. Because he has the balance. He has the balance of that. I'm arrogant, but I'm humble too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right?
He have fun with this shit.
And he having fun with the shit. And on top of that, y'all want me to say y'all want me to feel it ain't gonna happen.
Yeah, he talking shit. I love that shit, bro.
He's the most powerful black man in sports. No other, matter of fact, fuck black man. Most powerful player in sports.
Push Gap.
PushGapRadio.com. Bridging the gap between old school and new school radio. PushGapRadio.com. It's Dallas, baby.
First time, it is Shedeur Sanders.
That was Kendrick Perkins. You know, he's a former professional basketball player. Serves as a sports analyst for ESPN. He was in the NBA, came directly out of high school, like Kevin Garnett and the great that was Kobe Bryant. Played for the Boston Celtics, Oklahoma City Thunder, Cleveland Cavaliers. Won an NBA championship in 2008 with the Celtics. You believe what he said? That Shedeur Sanders is the most powerful athlete or most powerful black man in America. Welcome to Push Gap Radio's Dallas. I'm your host, Shaka Ford One. And we finna hit on the biggest divide in football since the invention of the forward pass. We talking about a quarterback who's got everything. Talent, check. The legacy, check. The watch, check. And the bank account. Still fell to the 5th round in the 2025 NFL draft. As we prepare for mediocre-ass Arch Manning. See the difference? We're going to get into all of that. Talking about Shedeur Sanders. Is he arrogant? Of course. Got it honest. His old man was the one who just reinvented arrogance. But you have to have that mindset to win. You have to be an asshole sometimes. That's what they said about MJ. He was an asshole. Yeah, sometimes you got to be. Prime was him. So yeah, is he entitled? Yeah, maybe. Look how he was brought up. Hall of Famers coming in and out your door. Were there any Hall of Famers coming in and out of Dylan Gabriel's door when he was a youngster? I doubt it. Okay. Yeah, maybe he's a little bit entitled. But is he being judged by a completely different standard than every white quarterback who's ever flashed $1 million smile? Absolutely. Think of Broadway Joe Namath from the New York Jets back in the day, guaranteed a championship. And I do believe that's the only one they had. Bear down. How about them Bears, baby? But yeah, when it's a white quarterback, it's different. Look at, what was the kid's name? Manziel. Crash and burn. And they thought he was the greatest thing since sliced bread. It's always different when it comes to us. But we're going to break down the bombshell. Why did the Cleveland Browns draft Shedeur Sanders? And why does the draft feel less like a celebration and more like surrender? We're going to dissect the unprecedented prime equity clause that shook the NFL's salary structure and explain why the league is terrified of the baggage that comes with a confident black athlete who brings his own culture to the locker room. The boy got his own media. We're going to delve into that. We're going to go deep into the hypocrisy of NFL nepotism. You're all aware of that. From Rex Ryan to the Mannings. But when Prime and them do it, it's a problem. But you know, we supporting the brother. He's everybody's nephew. That's the reason we're supporting the man. His fight is our fight. And that's the reason. And it's time for the league to pay attention and listen up. It's Saturday, December 6th. That's Capricorn season coming, baby. The GOAT All right. So, yeah, that's what's going on. Time to lock in, pimpin'. It's time to go to work. Capricorn, stand up. All right. But yeah, Shedeur Sanders, confident, controversy, and the culture. That's what he is. That's what he represents to a lot of the youngsters who had no one to really look up to. No one, in their generation like that. Most of these folks is bums. The people you have to look up to today compared to who we looked up to, that we idolized or whatever. But yeah, the shockwave about it all is Shedeur Sanders was widely projected as a potential top 10 or first round draft pick in the 2025 draft and fell to the 5th round, 144th pick, telling you shit you don't already know. He did have impressive college stats. His touchdown to interception ratio was nice. Very good accuracy. They talk about his arm, but his accuracy is amazing. All the greats say that. It's about accuracy. You can have a bomb arm all day, but you're always overthrowing your receivers. Come on now. And I think it's a setup anyway. I don't know if you saw the video where this lineman was missing blocks. He had a real shitty line in Colorado. See how they fell once him and Travis Hunter left. So yeah, Shedeur is him. From Jackson State, Trinity Christian down here in Dallas and Cedar Hill. Yeah. Colorado to the Browns. Lineman just missing blocks. Look at the video. I'm not going to even run the guy. I'm going to just let you watch the video yourself.
I was looking for Shedeur film when I came across the worst 4th down attempt of all time. It is 4th and 1, bordering on the red zone, and I want to direct your attention to right tackle Jack Conklin. Because who told him to do this? What is that? The Superman whiff? My man. Lastly, let's look at left guard Big Joel Bitonio. Because he equally whiffs. Nothing, just falls to the ground. Forget the unblocked free safety. He's going to whiff the guy up front, and both of them get through untouched.
Bums, man. It's all a conspiracy. Should just let the brother go. But check out this guy, what he said about how the team feels about Shedeur.
Gotta love Wyatt Teller. Is he holding up Dylan Gabriel like this? I don't think so. He's holding up Shedeur Sanders as if he's a god, the savior of Cleveland.
Yeah, the dislike narrative. All the rumors and the tension is going on within the NFL organizations. They were wary of drafting Shedeur. This is often linked to the perceived baggage of his father, the sins of the father. It's a group thing when it's black people. It's a lone wolf when it's them. But yeah, baggage of the father, Coach Prime Sanders, and the belief that Coach Prime would heavily influence his son's career decisions or create a media circus. The too much drama fact. It's a little too black. You know what I'm saying? But the team that would have drafted him didn't just get a quarterback. They would get Coach Prime on the sidelines. That's what a lot of them thought. Coach Prime said he didn't even want to go to the NFL. Said he didn't want to try to coach people who didn't have a passion for the game like that. How are you hungry if you've already eaten? But here's why the aunties say the reason. Them folk hate Shedeur and Primetime Nation. Roll tape.
Good morning, TikTok. A lot of people think that they know what happened with Shedeur, and I'm going to give you the real reason why they don't like Shedeur. And trust me, Shedeur don't give a fuck, but let me show you why.
How's everybody doing? Definitely. I just want to thank God for this opportunity. It's definitely tough, I would say, looking back. Just even being at HBCU, coming to a Power 5, people don't respect how you play. They don't respect a lot of things you did, not because of me, because of Pops, because of Dad, because they just didn't like him. That's just what it is. But anyways.
See, the moment Shedeur checked them people on live TV to let them know, I know you don't like my daddy. I know you don't like my daddy. I'm not here to kiss y'all ass. I'm not here to fucking play with y'all. I know you don't like my daddy, but that's all right. And ever since that moment, in my opinion, they had it out for Shedeur.
Yeah, another thing they can't stand is the groundbreaking prime equity contract. Now, what is that? That's the Sanders family making money outside of the NFL. The NFL don't get a piece of that. That's what Jerry Jones battles down here in Dallas, not giving the NFL so much of his profit. But it's a breakdown of the prime equity clause in its Browns contract. It's a side deal, separate from the standard uniform player contract of the NFL that grants Shedeur a percentage of revenue from merchandise sponsorships and promotions tied to his name, image, and likeness, NIL, with the team. The financial impact reportedly generated over $250 million in jersey sales. Come on, fam. 5th round draft pick, number 1 in jersey sales. Killing the game. They hate that. The money he made was potentially triple his base rookie salary. Total game changer. It sets a new standard for rookies with established brands coming into the league. Critics see it as a way to work around the collective bargaining agreement limits on rookie pay, while supporters see it as a necessary step to value an athlete's personal brand and equity. They want all your shit. They want all your shit. Everything. What they call them in the music industry, 360 deals or whatnot. You get nothing and you'll love it. But they're bringing their own brand. And these people can't stand that, man. Here's Ken Folk breaking down the prime equity clause. Check him out.
Shedeur Sanders is going to be one of the richest quarterbacks ever. Prime equity. I want you guys to understand that word. Prime equity. Yesterday I did a video about him receiving $14 million in commission from $250 million earned from his jersey sale. A lot of y'all said, Cap, that's a lie. When Shedeur signed his deal with the Browns, which was $4.6 million, there was a clause in his contract that was called prime equity. This clause ties into brand legacy and financial future to his on-the-field performance, allowing him to potentially benefit from the value he brings beyond just playing football. It could include things like revenue from merchandise, endorsements, and media appearances. So this means because he came into the NFL already a brand, the NFL has to cut him a piece in order to access that. So y'all thought they were just trying to teach him a lesson because of his ego. It was because he was a brilliant business mind. That's why he went so late in the draft. They were trying to ruin his markability because they knew it was worth money. And they knew whoever he signed to, he was going to put that clause in there. So they were trying to make him look like he wasn't that good. You should have just paid him. Because the things that he's about to do is going to change the entire way you see the NFL from this point on.
Now, nepotism in the NFL. It's all a big thing now because Coach Prime is trying to use the same systems that others have used. The Mannings, just to name a few. Okay. But yeah, the Deion effect on nepotism. It's just the latest example in a league often built on family ties, is how most folk get in. You know how the game goes. Is this situation nepotism? Did he get the quarterback position because Coach Prime got the Colorado job? Or is it a matter of inherited opportunity? A little bit of both. Why is it wrong when you do it? But when they do it, you know, it's Gucci. And they just recycle these same bum-ass coaches and whatnot that ain't about crap. Look at Eberflus. Go Bears. We fired this fool halfway through the damn season. This nigga worked for the Cowboys. Lovie Smith took us to a Super Bowl in 2006 against the great Tony Dungy. What happened? The next year, Lovie went 10-6 and they fired him. I ain't seen Lovie get another job. Nepotism. Cowboy fans, yours is local. Brian Schottenheimer. His dad was Marty Schottenheimer, for those of you of a certain age. Yeah, the Mannings, Peyton, Eli, Archie, Arch, the Shanahans, the Ryans for damn sure, Buddy Ryan, Bear Down, inventor of the 46 defense that took the Chicago Bears to Super Bowl 20. Don't forget Howie Long, his son Chris Long, also had a son that played for the Bears at one point, and the Nolans mine. Then they hate the fact that they can't rotate.
White people and the contrarian coons hate Shedeur Sanders because he doesn't have to kiss their ass. He doesn't need the NFL. He just wants the opportunity to play. They can't take advantage of Shedeur the way they do a Cam Ward, a Cam Newton, or any other, first-time players coming into generational wealth. That's the first time they ever touched some money. They don't like the black players that do that because they can't leech off of them. They can't siphon them. They can't put them into their system to make their families generationally wealthy.
And now they mad about Bucky. If you think about it, well-off media putting foot to ass. That's what that is. And they can't get their beaks wet. Well-off media, Coach Prime, Prime 21, Legendary, all of it. It's in the family. And them folk hate that. Roll tape.
What I mean by that is they don't like, it's not that Shedeur is flashy or too cocky or, there's a lot of outside noise surrounding him. No, it's because how Bucky follows Shedeur and Coach Prime with that camera, and they have their own media company that's Bucky's and it belongs to the family. No, they don't like the fact that the camera follows them because they can't put their son or their daughter that just graduated college with a photography or a fucking graphic arts degree to do it, to manage his social media, to manage his videography life and shit, like his vlogs and shit. That's why they're mad at him having Bucky follow him around.
And they can't get their beaks wet. Well-off media, Coach Prime, Prime 21, Legendary, all of it.
They can't put their nephew, their uncle, their daddy in position to siphon that fucking money from their family. What do you mean he gonna be all right without football, whether he have football or he don't have football? AKA Shiloh. Shiloh don't need the fucking NFL. He out there living his best life, making fucking vlogs funny than a motherfucker. The problem is not that he has these things, but the fact that they can't take advantage of him.
Now, I'm not a college football fan. I went to the military. I didn't go to college. But I do follow college as I've gotten older. I've been watching the last few games of Arch Manning. Arch Manning is ass. Oh, hold up. Let me insert Bubba Dub right here.
Trash. Trash. Y'all forever gonna be trash and always will be trash.
Freaking trash.
A lot of players we grew up watching that are good. All Pro Bowlers, motherfucking Hall of Famers that are good and they know the system and they can help their sons. And they're going to come in and they don't need to kiss and bow down to the NFL and the system that leeches off these athletes. And let's not get on the coaches, the Kubiaks, the Shanahans, the Moras, the LaFleurs, the Carrolls, the Belichicks, the Grudens, the Ryans, all of these NFL families that sit here and hook each other up in the coaching trees and nobody bats a fucking eye. Deion was the greatest to ever do it at his fucking position. He should be NFL royalty, treated the same as they treat the Mannings. But he's not. Why? But it's just wild because they don't mind when it's the white players. They don't care when it's the Mannings. The Mannings, Shedeur had his daddy coaching him. Arch Manning has had his entire career manufactured by his fucking people, by the Mannings. And nobody bats a fucking eye. And he is not half as good as Shedeur was in college. Nigga has been ass. He's the reason why Texas is not playing in the is not going to be in the playoffs. It's because of fucking Arch. He is ass. But the Mannings told, goddamn, the Mannings said you will not bench him because he has to grow and develop, earn his stripes. Any other fucking quarterback in the country would have been benched because he cost them a trip to the playoffs. But they don't care about that. That's nepotism and being a daddy's kid and all that shit. That is fine when it's Arch sorry ass.
Arch, man. See, when you the brothers, you got to do it twice as hard for half as much recognition. Is Shedeur Sanders the most powerful black man or black athlete in America? Here are some thoughts on the subject pertaining to Kendrick Perkins' video that came out on this past week.
Kendrick Perkins thinks Shedeur is bigger than or as big as Barack Obama. Play the clip.
Shedeur Sanders is the most powerful black man since 2009.
This former NBA champion just compared Shedeur Sanders to Barack Obama, and Shadeur's mom is all in.
I love Big Perk. That might be the most ridiculous thing he's ever said in his life. Barack Obama may be the greatest orator we've ever had. His ability to put words together and galvanize everyone that hears those words is transcendent. Shedeur Sanders is a good talent that plays a game where he's dependent upon 10 other people to do their job on a regular basis. His sustainability is based on outcomes that maybe he can't necessarily control. Whereas Obama had a gift. Like, even if you didn't agree with his politics, you love hearing him talk.
Now, according to former Browns and Eagles linebacker Emmanuel Acho from the Speakeasy podcast, he stated that when it comes to the black athlete, Shedeur is just the flavor of the month. And it'll just be somebody else next year. Sort of like the 15 minutes of fame thing, you know what I'm saying? Is Shedeur just the flavor of the month? Check out your them out.
Okay, so according to Emmanuel Acho, Shedeur Sanders is nothing more than America's flavor of the year and the new face of oppression. Acho said flat out, in 2021, it was Sha'Carri Richardson. In 2023, it was Angel Reese. In 2025, it's Shedeur. And Emmanuel Acho is positive that next year it will be someone else.
Yeah, a lot of black commentators and former players, Steven Jackson, Ryan Clark, for damn show Shedeur, Shannon Sharp, him and Ocho Cinco. They already know what it is. It's rooted in racial bias. Don't want to bring it up, but everything in America is racial. Come on. I'm not bringing anything up, telling you anything you don't damn know. Confident, assertive white quarterbacks are called leaders or competitors. Confident, flamboyant black quarterbacks are labeled as arrogant, entitled, or a diva. You know the game. Unless you from another country or live under a damn rock, you know how it go. Back in the gap, we couldn't be running backs at one point, couldn't be quarterbacks because we didn't know how to run a team. This, that, and the third. It's all in the system. It's built in. They try to buck break them so your ass won't buck. Okay? It's a double standard. Again, you remember when Eli Manning refused to play for the Chargers? Archie Manning and the whole team set that up. Traded for Phillip Rivers, if you recall. Sent Eli to New York. The rest is history. But when the Sanders family tried to do it, Coach Prime hinted he might choose Shadeur's landing spot. It was seen as entitlement. Now, the aunties keep telling them folk to stand down. Shedeur is everybody's nephew where I'm from, fam. Like old boy said, I ain't heard nobody say a bad thing about Shedeur. Here's how the black community feels about the legendary Shedeur Sanders and the Coach Prime family. Black excellence, baby. Roll tape.
Sis, this is for all the aunties of Shedeur Sanders. Which game we going to? What t-shirts we wearing? What color? How much the tickets? I'm so proud.
It's way bigger than football, apparently. It's way deeper than rap. Shedeur Media has officially All right.
All right. So one thing I do want to say when it comes to Shedeur, he moves the needle. Like he's probably one of the most influential athletes out there right now, and it's nobody that compares. Like I see videos of like kids in Africa, see kids like all over doing the Shedeur.
My goodness. Now the JSU auntie here in the flesh. Yes. How are you doing today? I'm doing good. I wanted to go to homecoming. It was good. We had a good time. I didn't know it was this week though. I'll definitely come visit though. All right. Nice seeing you.
I just love how the whole black community is just rooting for Shedeur Sanders, bro. I love it. It's just like everybody just want this one man, this one black man to just succeed. You feel what I'm saying? He got all these dollars, but the black community is behind you, my brother. My brother. When did you gonna understand, nigga? It's Shedeur way or no motherfucking way, nigga. Hold your motherfucking wrist up, nigga.
Yeah, see, this is why the culture is supporting him. And see, the reason we support him because the Sanders family represents a culture of black excellence and culture defiance. Their success, starting at an HBCU like Jackson State, and then bringing that swag to a predominantly white institution like Colorado. Colorado wasn't ready for that. Colorado wasn't ready for none of that. They liked what came with it, but it was a whole lot of other. Because it was probably 4 black folks in Colorado before Prime them got there. 2 of them niggas was in jail. One of them lived there, and the other one stopped for gas passing through. Come on now. Colorado wasn't ready. But, you know, they think it's seen as a win for representation. Yeah, they don't want any great role models out there for us. Look what Coach Prime's doing for his kid. And on the low, now that Trump has taken away the food stamps and the Section 8, maybe that'll start back building our relationship in our community. A brother pointed that out. Very good insight. In nature, you need each other, but that's not what we're talking about. But yeah, Colorado wasn't ready for all that, man. The unapologetic swag. Prime them don't care. The chains, the watch pointing, the flashy demeanor. All that's embraced by the black community. Bling, bling. Fake it till you make it. But, again, in the black community, it's an unapologetic celebration of success. A rejection of the just shut up and play ball. Remember that? When white girl told LeBron that? But black athletes, you know, they just holding it down for their family, mom. But does he resonate with black people? Because we see his fight as our fight. And we've been fighting for a very long time. PushGapRadios.com. We tell you how it is. The mother niggas tell you how it might be. Roll tape.
Look, you know why so many black people are rooting for Shedeur Sanders? Because his story is our story. His story is our story. We have been in the situation, maybe we all ain't been football players, of course, but you've been on a job where you were the underdog. They didn't want to see you succeed. They didn't really want to hire you. They ended up hiring you, might have been DEI, whatever the situation may have been, but you weren't supposed to succeed in that situation. Like, we know what it feels like to be in a situation like Shedeur was in, where everybody is against you seemingly, where the world is talking crazy about you, where the people on your job talking crazy. You know, nobody really wants you there. The energy off. You know, and you still thrive. You still do your thing. You still put in the work. You still come into work and do what you got to do and go home. And you still get that money. Like, we've all been in his situation. Our people came here against our will, and we thrive despite it. You know what I'm like? Shedeur's story is our story because despite it all, despite this country being against us every day, systemic racism, all of that, despite all of the things that are working against African Americans, we still thrive. We still rise. So yeah, Shedeur's story is our story. That's why we all behind him. We know what he's going through. We all been there on one level or another. So yeah, that's why we behind Shedeur.
Well, the bottom line is the media drama is set up. The financial groundbreaking deal is signed. And he's now rolling with sorry-ass Cleveland. They play the Bears this month, the 14th, I believe. Bear down. Don't know if I'm cheering for Shedeur or going with my Bears. I'm definitely going with my Bears. The picture you see over here, that's Walter Payton, in case you were wondering. But yeah, the only thing that matters, his success or failure now hinges entirely on his on-field performance with the Browns. Think about it. You had Hall of Famers coming through your home since you was a child. Michael Irvin, them hanging out at your house. Tom Brady training you. Other quarterbacks, I'm sure Troy Aikman has taught you something. Troy Aikman and your old man. Come on, man. He with the sorry-ass Browns. Y'all know he's greatness. We know. You know, I used to always get sick of hearing this shit. Well, he's the first black person. No, nigga, he the first black person you know. His daddy was that, his granddaddy was that, and his great-granddaddy was that. We already knew that. He was the first. Come on, man. I think we should send Shedeur to the Pro Bowl, just like Ken Folk said. Check him out.
And Shedeur Sanders needs our votes. He's earned his respect. He's earned his spot.
Vote Shedeur Sanders for the Pro Bowl, NFL.com.
All right, we got 3 high-impact discussion questions we would like to present to you concerning the Shedeur Sanders debacle, the double standard of arrogance. Why is it all right when a white athlete does it and something wrong with it when it's one of the brothers? Because when Eli Manning refused to play for the Chargers back in 2004, the media called it leverage and assertiveness. But when Coach Prime said he wanted to control Shedeur's draft destiny, he was branded entitled and a diva. Is the NFL's criticism of Shedeur Sanders about the gold chains and the confidence, or is it simply the cost of doing business when you're a black athlete who refuses to submit to the league's narrative of humility? Number 2 question. Outside of the double standard of arrogance, prime equity, bypassing the collective bargaining agreement. The buzz around the reported prime equity clause, the separate deal that reportedly gave Shedeur millions from jersey sales, is a game changer. Is this a blatant use of inherited leverage, nepotism, by the Sanders family to create a salary cap hack that only the sons of legends can afford, ultimately widening the economic gap between rookie athletes? The third question. We've got 1, the double standard of arrogance, 2, prime equity, 3, the Browns and the Deion baggage. Everybody's so afraid that Coach Prime gonna take their job. They have to be afraid of the resulting explosion of support from the black community, who sees this as a protect black excellence moment. Justified, or does Shedeur need to ditch the distractions and prove on the field that the confidence isn't just his father's hand-me-down? Nigga, let me tell you something. This youngster done already proved himself. The only one who don't see it is you. Never average, never mediocre, online, on point, and on the freaking money. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And please go in the comments, tell us what you think about the Shedeur situation. Also, on tomorrow, we're going to be running our review of the 50 Cent The Reckoning documentary about Sean P. Diddy Combs. Man, a lot of craziness was going down with that. Again, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and get engaged. Let us know. And on next week, we'll hit you back to let you know what we think about your input. Capricorn, stand up, baby. It's about to go down, you understand me? Gonna let you Sagittarius's roll, but then it is our time. Capricorn, devastating, titillating, destiny, invigorating. Not like I'm insinuating that I think we're stimulating. Reason that we get good ratings because we don't be perpetrating. All we got to do is touch a microphone. We're Shaka 4-1 in the main event on the bangingest thing on your urban internet radio dial. PushGapRadios.com. Dallas, baby. And we're out.
PushGapRadio.com. We finna take over this town like street sweepers.
That's gangsta.
PushGapRadio.com. Bridging the gap between old school and new school radio. PushGapRadio.com.